All right, we are back. Get to see you 2 weeks from
Yes.
ago, or 2 weeks because I missed 1 week being busy. Great. I am excited
Yeah,
for this greatness that we have here. Tell me the greatness you have accomplished so far.
so I have uh, set up my podcast and,
All right.
well, set up the platform for it. I haven't done anything with it yet, but it's set up, ready to go. Um, and I've also, I don't know if we'll use it, but I have set up for that I can do like a live 30-minute radio kind of show. Um, so that I've talked to a couple of
Good.
people about doing their book review, and I got a couple of people on board to do that. So that's what I've done so far.
Good. No, that's amazing. Good job. Good job. That sounds like you've been working.
I've been working.
Working is good. That's good. That's good. Working is good. All right, let's see if we can. Well, let me do something real quick because I can't help myself, but I have something here in my hand
Look at
that I wanted the
that.
world to see.
Yes.
Yes, I'm coming out. That's it right there. You may know this
Yes.
young lady. That says
Yes.
there, Juanita Corey Jackson. You can see it there. That's it. See it from different angles. I'll even flip a few pages for you. Introduction, moving forward. Self-explanatory, right? Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what seems to be simple on the surface is not simple at all. That's how her book is beginning right here. That's it. Tell us about your book just briefly. I know you did last time, but you didn't really tell us about it while I had the copy in my hand.
Okay. So moving forward, it, it again seems self-explanatory, uh, but it was really for me through a time that I was going through divorce. And so that was in 2012. And that's when the book came to me. The vision of the book came to me. It was not birthed until 2018, primarily because I kept procrastinating, saying, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes until 2018. There was really an urgency in my spirit that it had to get out and it had to be done in 2018. So the book is all about moving forward, not becoming stagnated in our own thought processes, our ideology, religion, uh, yesterday traditions, what is relevant because our better days, of course, are always ahead of us. And if we get stuck, we're going to miss our destiny.
Well, look at that. That sounds great. And we're going to build around the book and a whole lot of other great things.
Okay.
Now, I promised you that last time we talked, I told you you wouldn't hear too much from me on this call and the other coaching sessions because now it's all about you and I don't have to carry the load and do the introductory call. The introductory call is when I normally talk the most as pulling stuff out and doing great things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see if we can recap. We started with the Moving Forward book.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked about your platform and we talked
Yes.
about you being a real estate broker. You're a broker,
Yes,
right? Or an agent?
I am. Yeah,
You're a
broker.
broker. Oh, you make money. Well, what's going on? All
Yeah,
right.
well, let's see about it. We're going to make it. How about that?
That's it. That's it. Let's talk about right now how you just split this up a little bit. Let's go with how have you used your platform to promote your book from first call to this call?
Uh, I don't know that I have. really, I think what I've done is tried to focus on a couple of those key things like the podcast and getting those people who will be the reviewer of the book and be able to talk about it. So something on social media, I will, hashtag moving forward. Or I had an opportunity to do a magazine interview and also a radio interview around the book. And so I shared that on social media. And so as far as the book goes, that's probably what I've done.
Okay. Now that's okay. That's not good enough, but that's okay. What you, at least you're understanding, and you get to use different platforms, books and stuff. And do me a favor. I'm going to send you use my phone. I want to jump in on the phone real quick. Okay. So I don't have to worry about breaking up.
Okay.
Because I can tell my office internet is slowing down and I just don't have time for that.
Okay.
Okay, hold on one moment. Okay, I'm going to send myself. No, you gotta make it easier this way. Right here. It's a one tap option I just sent you. Okay. Before I get to that, I'll be transferring over here in a second. But we're confusing getting better with desired results. So let's dominate we're going to dominate every step of the way. Let's first define clearly and concisely what are your desired results for the book.
Is to get me to a place where I'm able to teach via seminars or on a national platform for corporations, from churches, for what have you. So that's what the book is supposed to do, is be a stepping stone to get me to the next place.
All right. Hold on. Let me switch up real quick. All right. You should be able to hear me now.
Yes.
Sweet.
Now you'll lose my face, but you hear my pretty voice. It's okay.
I can hear you.
I wrote down.
All right. Teach and to be on seminars. Oh, okay. Get rid of that echo. Now we got it. Teach and to be on seminars. That's what I wrote down. Let's define that more concisely. What does teach mean for right now? What do you mean by teaching? Okay. See, and let me tell you what's happening real quick. You couldn't use your platform well because you didn't know what the target was.
Right.
And that's why you could just get better, because when you don't have a clear, concise target, you can only get better than what you were yesterday. We want to do more than get better than what we wanted yesterday. We want to dominate and hit the target. So I want to have you clearly and concisely state what teaching is.
So, I think we talked a little bit last time about servanthood. And so I think there are several lessons in the book that could be turned into a class. And there are other classes in my head that just need to get put to paper. And so I think there's an audience, and moving forward is really for everybody, because whether that's business or whether that's ministry or whether that's in marriage or whatever, we all have times where we put ourselves in a box and the world revolves outside of the box. And so I want to have a platform, and I keep using that word, that might not be the right word, but a platform. Okay, where I can reach the masses. In other words, I can't physically be in every place at one time, But there are, you could have a webinar, a seminar where you could have 100 to 1,000 people on at one time. That then will spiral into, I believe, being given opportunities to actually go and be in a live setting, to do the exact same thing, to be able to motivate people to move from where they are to where the vision really is taking them.
All right, sounds great. It sounds like, if I had to condense that you want to teach full time.
I absolutely do. That is my passion.
Okay, teach full time. So let me create that. Create enough income to teach full time. Now, what I want you to do is, because we're recorded, I don't want you to tell me what you make. I want you to tell me concisely, what dollar amount would you feel very comfortable having residually every month. I also want you to put in some padding for joy money, putting some padding for emergencies, and then add a 6 months reserve in your bank account. Put all that in there.
Okay.
To pay your expenses, and then pad it to be comfortable, and then pad it for domination, and then also pad it for emergency funds. Now tell us what that dollar amount is.
Okay, so I would like that number to, because I thought about this.
Good.
I would like for that number to be 15,000.
15,000 a month. There you go. Now, when I ask you, did you use your platform for your book? If it wasn't $15,000 worth of energy, you can't say, oh yeah, I did good. No, you didn't, because you didn't do your residual monthly goal. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
If we were to take 15,000 and be basic mathematics and divide 15,000 by 28, that means you need to use your platform to make $536 a day.
Okay.
Now you're going to have a different purpose and a different energy about you.
Okay.
Because if you wake up and you let your brokerness, your employer, your grandkids, your church, your health stop you from making $536 a day, you're no longer in your own dreams. You're at the mercy of someone else's.
That's good.
Did I preach that well, Reverend?
You did. You preached that pretty good. That's a whole sermon right there.
That's it. Good. So now we have a clear, concise dollar amount, and what we'll do tangibly moving forward is we'll build you business systems and a path towards $536 a day.
Okay.
There you go. And we'll do that. Now that's just one part of it.
Okay.
Let's see if we can go further, because that's just the platform.
Right.
Now let's talk about real estate broker, because on that first phone call, I talked about moving forward the book, and then see, the reason I talked so much in the first phone call is because I'm pulling out of you what you want, what you desire. And you gave me a blueprint for you. You brought up two ways that you want to use your moving forward book. You said your current platform and your real estate brokerage. Now, we just covered the platform. Now, how are we going to use the real estate? You've been a real estate broker to get to $536 a day, which is also your book.
That's a good question. um, I think I need new ideas because obviously what I have been doing has not been working. And
You
so
talking now?
I don't want to do, I don't want to have that mentality of being insane, doing the same old thing. And so that's what I'm hoping to gain insight of how do I develop this to get this goal.
Okay, that's where I come in at. Let's break this down here for a second.
Okay.
I mean, I'm making notes. Good thing to make notes because I get to hold us both accountable of how well I teach you and how well you are performing in that teaching. Always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me your process. How do you have a team of people?
I do not. So
Okay.
so there's two things going on with the real estate. We're talking about real estate currently, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, yes. So in my brokerage business, it is primarily just myself. I have a lady that's retired, but she's not really producing any income. So primarily it's just myself. So I went to work at the mercy of somebody else. A builder, we talked about that a little bit last time, of driving an hour, 15 minutes one way, would be there. And so where Juanita is today is I don't want to chase the money. I want to fulfill the vision so that the money can come to me.
Okay, sounds good. I can help you with that.
If that makes sense.
No, it does.
Okay.
It's actually it's combining law of attraction, deliberate creation, and law of allowing all into one, which I'll break down possibly right after you finish talking. Keep going.
Okay. So I really despise working for somebody else. Like, I don't want to be at the mercy of an employer. I want to have the freedom to build my business. And when I need to be able to travel with ministry, or if there's a speaking engagement, I don't want to have to ask somebody, can I be off work? I want to be able to look at my own schedule and make that decision. So that's kind of where I'm at and why I'm here.
No, I got
at your wisdom.
good. Good. Okay. Let's break all this down. Can you hear me clearly?
So I will say, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, no, you keep going. I just realized that my thingamabobby here is slowing us up, but don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have all of these ideas in my head, and so I've looked at the numbers and said, okay, if you had a product, you did this, you can get to this number. My dilemma, what has kept me stagnated, is that this is my vision to this is reality. And I teach a class called Vision to Reality, and that's easy for me when it's somebody else. But when it's my own personal life, it's kind of like, okay, I know what I should be doing, but I don't know, quote unquote, all the technology. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for, the technology to put it all together to be able to get traffic to it.
Yep. Okay. I just want to make sure you thought you was breaking up. You was waiting on me.
No, wait
Good.
a minute.
All right. Let's start from the beginning. We got a lot to cover here.
Okay.
Let's start with, you obviously know you need a team. There's no way around that. You knew that before I was going to say it.
Right.
Have you considered, well, the real estate is used to commission only.
Right.
So it shouldn't be too hard for you to find some watchdogs and get people to volunteer for you for commission only and get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you've done in the past before?
I really haven't, only because, like I said, it's just, no, I haven't. I haven't went out and tried to do that because I didn't have enough to feed myself. So I felt like because I've worked for brokerage before where I just went to their office and there were no leads. And so I felt like if I didn't have enough to feed myself, it would be unfair to ask somebody else to come if I couldn't help them.
That makes plenty of sense on an understanding level of what I'm going to call middle class.
Okay.
Now I'm going to shatter that and give you millionaire thinking.
All right, help me.
Yes. You can't do anything of prosperity until you give first. And you understand this conceptually as a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Even you understand this in your awareness when it comes to spirituality.
Right.
This isn't just spiritual. It's the universe.
Right.
In order for me to be healthy, I must first be sick. In order for my body to get and receive the gift of health, I must first give it my life and almost die.
Mm.
Truth. Babies must get sick to build up the proper immune system, T cells and all. Babies must nearly go to the point of death. Give first in death in order to be healthy, to bring up the immune system to fight these diseases. This is just life. A mother must give her heart rate, her skin, her blood, her life in order to give forth new life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't comfortably have a baby.
That's true.
You break skin and nearby die to give life. The world just works this way.
Right.
So basically, give and you shall receive, or reap what you sow, is far more than spiritual. And what we tend to do in church world is lock the Bible in church.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to forget that when Jesus was out here talking, he wasn't talking in some building. And he wasn't talking to church people. These principles that these sacred texts are given to us, they're principles of life. We got older and time got older and we made them principles of the church. Before they were ever principles of the church, they were principles of life. Now I had to say all that to say, you understand, give and you shall receive.
Yes.
But then you said, but I didn't have it, so I didn't go get a team and give, which is exactly keeping you in the middle class. Because the only way to get is to give. And millionaires understand this. We understand fundamentally, if I lack in the area, I'm excited because now I get to give in that area so I don't lack again.
Mm-hmm.
Since you desire the brokerage part of your life to be fruitful, you must first be seedful.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to plant $536 a day in order to get that. And you get this, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
So we lock it into the church, or we lock it into things spiritual. You know, we don't equate it to, you know, real estate. we don't. But you should, because that's just the way it works. You know,
right.
God didn't say, all right, these principles exist until they come to your job. No, he understood that we were going to be at our jobs 40, 60 hours a week, and in the church 3 hours a week. He wants us, or God, however people believe, to live our faith where we spend the most time at, not where we sing the loudest worship at. Now, let's bring this home. You need a team. You don't get to afford the team before you bless the team.
Okay.
That is not faith.
Okay.
Neither is it the principle of receiving. You're violating, you're flipping it. You're saying, when I get it, then I'll give it. Which, you know, stings, but it's true. It's true. You can't wait until you have it to give it, because nothing about that is a blessing.
Right.
Yeah, and if you want to change, and the wisdom of you, and this is why I like coaching high performers, because the first thing you say when I ask you the question is, well, I don't know, because everything I'm doing it wrong. That's the first thing you say when I ask you this question. You said yourself, I ain't doing it right. Whatever I'm doing, it ain't right, because it ain't working.
Right. It's definitely not right.
Yeah. So that's the blessing here. The blessing is you already knew this.
Mm-hmm.
You just needed to be reminded that it's time for you to go get your team.
Okay.
It just is what it is. You can adequately get people without pay as long as you provide them some form of compensation. That's the future compensation. When I sell this house, you're going to get 10% of it, 20% of it, whatever. Or I'm going to feed you.
Mm-hmm.
And down here in the South,
Mm-hmm.
you start feeding folk, you get some work done. I can't tell you what happens where you at, but here in the South, you start feeding folks, they start moving.
Right.
And depending on what hood you go to, you feed them and give them a 6-pack of beer, you get your whole house rewired, electrician, stuff like that. That's just where I come from,
Right.
Where I come from, we don't go get permits. We got Uncle Joe down the street to know how to rewire this whole house. That's where I come from. But anyway, please, I mean, you got it. You got it. You get it, and I'll let you respond. This is you understanding that you've been doing beautifully, except for in real estate.
Right.
Not your effort, but your biblical principles.
Right.
Yeah. Church is blessed. Real estate has been in decline because that's the only place in your life you haven't been given at. You've been given everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Okay, I'll let you go.
No, that's true. I mean, my thought process was, as I want to be able, if I have somebody, well, you already know, if I have somebody come work for me, I want to be able to take care of them. And though I thought, yes, other real estate agents could come work for commission, and they, basically you just hang your license and you got to go out and earn the money. But I guess my thought process, middle class, was I want to be different, but I'm still doing it the wrong way. That I want to, even though they're going to get paid commission, even though I'm going to get blessed by them selling, I wanted to be able to provide leads to them that they could still go out and work, not just come and have to do it all on their own. And so that's been my whole, so that was wrong.
Beautiful. This is why I love highly functioning people, because you have the awareness, and not just the awareness though, but you have the ability to swallow hard pills, because you can't. Introspection is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Great. So here's your challenge to you in this area. I want you to align your real estate company around your spiritual beliefs.
Okay.
Yes, that's your challenge this week for the real estate, because you got your book behind your spiritual beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Now put your real estate company behind your spiritual beliefs.
Okay.
And then what you'll be doing is the two most important things in your life will be blessed, which leads me to something else.
Okay.
Not only what I said to you, I had to change in me. That's how I picked it up. Remember, I can't see anything you're doing unless it's in me or once was in me. It's the only way I can see it.
Right.
The second one, oh, Lord, I see it. I see it so much because, boy, I said the same thing you said, and I was wrong. I hate having a job. Oh, now let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I still fool around and say that today. I still say it. And I ain't had a job, so I was telling you now. Jobs just give me the heebie-jeebies. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I hate working for somebody else. I do. It's the wrong emotion.
Okay.
I start losing weight here recently
Uh-huh.
by switching my emotion about the food that I really liked.
Okay.
I kept saying, oh, this food, oh, it's so bad for me, but I love it so much. And it's killing me. And now I start saying, this food is amazing. It's great. It's just not serving me.
Mm.
Now, if I break down and get me a Reese's peanut butter cup, I don't believe it's going to make me gain more of a stomach. I say, you know what? This didn't serve me. I eat one cup instead of 50,000 like I normally do. Believe me, 50,000 is not a real high number for me. I am insane when it comes to Reese's peanut butter cup. It's just ridiculous. I really should be on a commercial. Yes. Yes, they come from the Lord. They do. They come from Reese's peanut butter cups came from asteroids from Pluto. They just came and crashed upon Earth. They were so good. They're so good. So good. But here's what I had to change my thinking about that. You're going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Here's what you're going to say from now on, and I'm actually giving it to you because this is how it happened to me. You're no longer, and I wrote it down, despise working for someone else. That's what you said. I actually wrote it down and put it in quotations. You no longer despise working for someone else. You are excited. They're offering you an opportunity to retire.
Mm.
That's what's happening now. Their money is giving you an opportunity to walk away from them.
All right. I like that.
They paying you to walk away from their security.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. Now, let me tell you why this works. I don't mean it just to be philosophical.
Mm-hmm.
It works because now when you pick up the phone and make a call,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be vibrating at that frequency. You're going to be vibrating at, you fit the vibe from me because this man or woman is paying me for you to do so.
Wow.
Now your phone calls will be blessed because you are vibrating differently.
Mm.
Now the divine connections that are on the way to you won't avoid you because your countenance will be that of joy, not what I would do. And let me just be real with you. Got to drive to this god doggone job. I might say a few expletives. Hour and a half. This, you know what, God, you need to hurry up and get. I'm just telling you, child. Let me tell you. I'll be like, stupid. Hour and a half. She don't even like me. I don't like her either. Right? All that. I did all that. I said all that. Hey, this such and such, you all right? Because I got it all out in the car. I got it all out in the car. All out in the car. Here's what I did. In 2009, I had to go back in corporate America because Hurricane Ike hit in 2008. took everything, and I went to Little Caesars. I went from making $50,000 a year to $8 an hour. Actually, it was $50,000 a year plus commission to $8,000 an hour. I went from driving a Nissan 350Z. I don't even know how I got I'm not even sure. Anyway, the car I was in got repossessed anyway. Doesn't even matter. Not the 350Z, but the one I was in at the time. And it was just, it just wasn't what it was. And I hated this job. Oh, I despised this job because I felt like the job was beneath me. I would get to the job an hour and a half early because I didn't like where I was, and I'd stay with other people. And I would read my Bible. I'm just honest to God true. I read my Bible, and I didn't even like the Bible versions. I got the New Living Translation, a paraphrase. It wasn't accurate, but it was fun to read. And I would sit there for an hour and a half reading it, and I would go to work. And I got from the bottom of the job and eventually became store manager. I want to tell you because I read my Bible, but that's not the case. Yes, it was the case. That was the action, but that's not what happened. What happened was I would show up an hour and a half early, and the frequency of those biblical stories would make me walk in with that spirit. When people met me at the job, they met me as a man, 90 minutes filled with grace. I got 4 promotions, ended up being store manager, and the last job I ever had in my life was that same Little Caesars job. In 2 years, I retired from Little Caesars and never needed a job again because I made so much money with Little Caesars that I never had to work again. It was a job I hated. But when I showed up with grace, grace showed up for me.
All right, now.
Apply that to your job.
No, that is absolutely true. And I teach that. So you're right. You're 100% right. So I can tell you that I prayed for the job that I have, and I got it automatically. And this past month, I said to God, listen, if I don't have 2 sales, that's it. I'm not going back. Well, I got the 2 sales. So really, he's saying to me, so like, now what? It's up to you. What are you going to do? So no, I get that. And, but going back to the first principle you said, had I done my own real estate business, so again, I went after the job because I was going after the money versus going after my passion.
Talking now.
And so that's why I said I don't want to chase the money anymore. I want to chase the passion. And I believe the money will come to me.
Glad you said that. So let's break down. What we'll do is this coaching call will be right here. This is where we'll stick at. And then next week we'll pick up on your blogs and what you're doing with your blogs.
Okay.
People, and this is harder for church folk. I'm getting ready to have a conversation that's harder for church folk than anybody else, especially the leaders of the church, in which you are a leader of the church. And the funny thing about the church is the beautiful thing about the church is also the damning thing about the church. The beautiful thing is Juanita Jackson represents her whole God. However God is will be perceived through you. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. The damning part about that is however God is will be perceived through you. That's a gift is also the curse.
Wow.
People are going to perceive God as this graceful, wonderful Juanita Jackson creature. Oh my gosh, she saved me. I've learned to move forward And if I go with God and move forward, oh, this is so great. Or, the reputation we have. That's the bad part. How we stand on the wrong side of issues. We represent God. Now, here's the beauty there. What's hard for us to get is we become so calcified in our thinking, we can't accept what was universal. The law of attraction, some people in the church just hate. It's not real. It's the devil. It's reap and sow.
No,
it just has a different name. Yeah, it just has a different name.
Yeah.
Reap and sow, cause and effect, law of attraction, law of vibration. It's all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't understand or apply perfectly the law of attraction if you don't get the other two things you brought up inadvertently.
Right.
Law of deliberate intention. And I invite you to go listen to someone called Abraham Hicks, if you've never heard of her. Abraham Hicks. You got to call. Abraham Hicks is Esther Hicks. It's her real name, but she goes by Abraham Hicks. I'll let you discover why.
Okay.
She breaks it down better than anybody else. You're already creating. It just is what it is. You're just not intentionally creating what is worthy of you. The goal is to be intentional about your creation.
Okay.
You're already attracting into your life what you want. The problem is we're just not willing to admit that the stuff we don't like in our life is also what we wanted. So we're not willing to admit that I used to attract failure in my life, so I didn't have to take responsibility for it. I'm talking about me personally. I didn't want to have the responsibility of a leader. In fact, I just wanted to blame you. I just wanted to blame you for why I didn't make it. But I wanted to get so close to it, though, that I had a good excuse to blame you. I wanted to get right there and then self-sabotage it so you can take it away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So then I can say, you know what? Whatever. You did that to me. I attract that all the time. Hold on real quick. Let me switch devices. Call. You want to do it for that? Okay. She's going to call. Now, that's what I really wanted. I wouldn't admit that, but what I really wanted was to get close enough so I can blame someone else.
Yeah.
And my whole life went that way. I'd always be number two. I'd always get close enough. I'd always get the job and then lose it. I almost get it, but then my car broke down on the way. I attracted that. I created that.
Right.
I'd almost get the sale, but I wouldn't get it because that's what I really wanted. I just wasn't willing to admit it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
You are creating exactly what you're complaining about, but it's also what you want the most.
Wow.
You just haven't realized it to yourself.
Wow.
Now, what I'm doing with this call is changing your intent by destroying your social constructs.
Okay.
Because I'm introducing to you new information. And this new information, you have to now go in your head, well, can I apply this to what I've been doing? And if you doubt it for 1 second, if you say what I've been doing ain't working, or if it don't match up, then your brain automatically will destroy what you once thought was true on its own. I just planted the seed. Yeah, exactly, to make you destroy it. So that's the law of deliberate creation. It's to be deliberate about the dollar amount you want. See, I made you tell me how much money a day do you want to make.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You were just saying, well, you know what? I just want to teach in general. And so the universe was like, well, fine, get this general blessing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you were creating. Ambiguity.
Wow.
So I'm going to give you ambiguity then. Here's more stuff to be general about, right?
Yeah.
You coming at me unclear. Let me give you some unclearness. But you and I both know your Bible says come to the throne.
Right.
Boldly Exactly, right?
What is that?
So you boldly said $15,000 a month. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And now God says, oh, you're going to be bold, huh? Let me show you how bold I am. Let me give you this $15,000 a month so I can change your sermons on Sunday mornings.
Wow.
Can you imagine how differently you would preach when you get to that $15,000 a month?
Wow.
Your sermons will come out differently.
Wow.
That's it. Your sermons will come out differently, and it ain't the money. It's how you know you created the money.
Wow.
That's it. It's just wow. That's it.
That's it. That's all I got is wow.
That's it. So that's you deliberately creating. Now the law of allowing says, and you're going to love this one because I had to master this one. The law of allowing says, you know what, boss? I can't stand you, but I no longer have that problem not standing you. I accept that you have a job that don't serve me. But for now, I'm going to love you and this job. And I release you to go bother someone else because as long as I'm here, this job serves me.
Wow.
You have the right to be what you want to be. And I have the right to be what I want to be. Said even more accurately, you are a master creator, employer. So am I. And I now give you permission to create the environment you want. It may not work out for everybody else, but since I give me, Juanita, the right to create wherever I want, you have no choice but to create what I desire. Because if you're a master creator, so am I. And I would never be a master creator and create something unworthy of me.
Wow. Awesome.
You ain't never seen God create low self-esteem.
Right.
God ain't never went, you ain't never prayed to your Lord and God went, you know what, I don't even know what we're going to do about this one.
Right.
No, that ain't never happened. You came to me, I was like, you know, I don't know what to do. But God ain't never went, you know, I'm stressed out too, child. I don't know what to do. I can't afford to bless you in this one. Nope, that ain't what God did. Because God understands God can only create what God wants. And you, with the law of allowing, henceforth, okay, this is the way I want to end it so it sticks here. Henceforth, the only thing you're going to do is create what you want. And the way you do that is you're going to start allowing the good and the bad to come in your life at the same time. It's the only way to do it because there is no bad. There is only, and we know that all things work together for them who love God and are called according to his purpose. That's it. Mm-hmm. So if you get something that rubbed you the wrong way, it was only there to serve the breakthrough you about to get. After all, who wants a breakthrough that they can't shout about?
Come on now.
The whole point of breakthroughs is you had to get through the breakdown. Wow. That's why you excited when you got the breakthrough. Yeah. If you don't get the breakdown, you're not even excited about the breakthrough. It's something else that you're taking for granted.
That is so good.
There you go. That's where we end. Recap to me 3 of your biggest takeaways from this coaching session.
Wow. So the biggest one, I realized once you said it, I was doing exactly that. So I created this whole thing, and then right at the verge of it so that I could blame somebody else why it didn't work. And you call that, you told, was that changing my intent? Was that what it was? Or the law?
That's right. The law of deliberate creation. You're going to intentionally be about it. Allowing is, you know what? You're a master creator, and so are they. So if they get on your nerves, that's what they wanted for their life. As for you and your life, you wanted your blessings.
Right. So that was the biggest one. And then back to thinking middle class, and I have to think like the millionaires think, with the whole brokerage business, and all of the sowing and reaping also has to be within my business, not just in my spiritual life. And building a team.
There you go. There you go. And of course, you as a preacher, your God wanted you to build a team. Why would he send this beautiful representative of him to be solo? That don't even make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
How you create disciples by yourself?
Right.
Yeah. He absolutely wanted you to be creating disciples in real estate. He want to take over real estate too. And you are his chosen vessel. That's you.
Yeah.
So go forth and create you a new church in this new area. They just happen to be in real estate. Sound good?
I got it.
All right. Guess I'll see you next time.
All right.
Definitely.